Now, the US President Donald Trump has issued a series of warnings to Iran. Writing on Truth Social, he said there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through this strait. They better not be, and if they are, they better stop now. In a second post, Trump said Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. He wrote, "You'll see oil start flowing with or without the help of Iran." Let's bring in Tauhid Asadi, who joins us from Tehran. Now, Donald Trump has said Iran cannot charge tankers to pass through the waterway. But what's the Iranian justification for doing this?
Well, actually, Iran says, and it's according to what heard from the supreme leader of the country in his recent statement, it's going to be a new regime in the Strait of Hormuz, and part of that justification is obviously the compensation that they are asking for pertaining to the war that they suffered from, and it put a lot of pressure on the already deteriorated economic situation. And it goes without saying that for the negotiations down the road in Islamabad, it is going to be one of the sticking points between Tehran and Washington for several reasons. First, due to the context of the energy market and the very fact that it could put a huge amount of impact if Iran decides to put a sort of tariff or transit fee, as they are talking about, on the ships trying to go through this strategically significant choke point. Also, we know that in terms of the regional security context, it's going to be a matter of controversy because Iran has already lost part of its regional influence. So getting back with this new leverage point in the Strait of Hormuz is going to be a point of strength for Iranians, and obviously Americans are not going to be that much fine with that. And last but not least, we know that it could be taken into consideration as a bargaining chip within the context of negotiations. But it goes again without saying that this is not the only sticking point. We know that when it comes to the ceasefire in Lebanon, when it comes to sanction relief, when it comes to security assurances, and obviously when it comes to verification measures and the other controversial issues between Tehran and Washington, we are not expecting an easy negotiation between Washington and Tehran in Islamabad. And added to that is the very brittle and fragile nature of the situation when it comes to this ceasefire agreement.
That's Tauhid Asadi live for us there from Tehran.